What is up, guys? It's Sunday. Got some crappy sleep and got out here late, but it's time to get some stuff done. I got a lot to do today, and not all of it's going to be on the truck, and I know that makes some of y'all butthurt, but for the OGs that are down to watch anything, y'all are in for a great day of filming. When I say that, I think I'm going to try to film like 2 or 3 videos today. 2 is my goal. 3 is my bonus. I have a video I started on the transmission cooler, and I was going to do it and mounting the coolant expansion tank in one video. I have that already filmed. I'm going to put that out later this week, so I'm going to get that done today. And then so that video might look weird to you guys because like part of it was done like 2 weeks ago, and then this part of it I'm going to do today. But expect that video later this week. For today, I am going to try my damnedest to move this engine back. It's going to take some effort. It's going to be a pain in the ass, but we got to do it and get it done. Still waiting on the output shaft sleeve. Today's Sunday, so tomorrow I'll call USPS and let them tell me tough shit, we can't do anything about it, we lost it, because I know that's what they're gonna do. I'm gonna call them, give them my tracking number. They're gonna be like, we last saw it in San Diego. I'll be like, no shit, that's what I saw. So, you know, it kind of sucks trying to get a hold of USPS. You just have to cross your fingers and hope the shit shows up eventually. So but anyways, let's get the hard shit done, right? So let's get the motor and trans moved back, because that's the bulk of the work. Just gotta undo or loosen the 4 bolts that hold the motor mount into the block. We're gonna loosen all those, and then we're gonna go on the cross member, loosen those 4 bolts, probably take those completely out because that cross member can slide on the, it sits inside the frame rail, so I can slide it without it being bolted in. So we'll just get that done so we can slide it, get the motor scooted back where we want it, and then we'll get under there and figure out our bolt hole solution for, bolt hole, not butthole, bolt hole solution for our training cross member. If we have to drill some holes, the frame metal is actually really thin, so we'll get that zapped up, get that done, and then kind of test fit the drive shaft a couple times, make sure we got it in the right spot. And if we do, then all we'll be waiting for is an output shaft seal, and slap that in, then we can put the drive shaft back in and be done with it on the bottom of the truck. So let's get that going. What do you think, Chrissy?
How's a roughing?
All right, boys, so we just kind of got busy. I didn't really set up the tripod or nothing. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I don't know if I've said it yet or not, but somebody sent me this off of my Amazon wish list like a couple weeks ago, and I took it down on September something, and the name on it was ADAN, like Aiden HDZ. So I'm thinking Aiden Hernandez, and I have one dude that follows me on Instagram that's Aiden HDZ, and he said it wasn't him. So if you're one of my YouTube people, please comment below so like I can thank you formally for that, because the person who I thought it was that gave it to me wasn't it. So whoever gave me that, thank you. But anyways, so we figured we needed to slide back. What we did, we ended up having to pull. We couldn't get to all the tightening bolts of the bracket, so we went ahead and just pulled the clamshell bolts, pulled them out, went ahead and picked the whole motor up enough to where we could get to all 4 of the dingo mounts that bolt into the block. Got those loosened up to where they would slide, and then Chris suggested that we take the drive shaft, set it in the rear end, and kind of get it in spot. So we got the drive shaft set in there where we wanted it, and then we adjusted the mounts to where we wanted them to sit down in the clamshell, let it down to where we made sure they went in, tightened the 2 bolts that we could get to on both sides, and then we picked the motor back up so we could tighten all 4 of the bolts on both sides of the motor mount. And it was a biatch, to get it sat back down in the motor mounts, but we did it. Probably took us
3 hours, 3 hours.
We probably spent a solid hour and a half of trying to get these mounts back down into the clamshells, getting these parts of the dingo down onto the clamshell right here. That was because I think it's part of how we had it chained up. And if you have one of those like Motion Raceworks plates, those are really nice because they keep you level and straight. But I think we had it kind of picked up crooked, and that was part of our problem. So we sat it down and adjusted the chain like 3 or 4 times. Had to exercise a lot of patience. And I think our main deal was we had the motor picked up at such an angle like this. The header was hitting the heat shield and it just wouldn't roll back like we needed to. So we grabbed it farther back so we'd pick the motor up more level. And that brought it down. Got one, I think it was this passenger side we got in first. And then we moved the motor to get to the other side. You really do want to get, if you're having to mess with this, if you get one clamshell bolt in, you want to do that, because that basically gives you a pivot point for the motor to come down, right? So if you have one started, that straightens you out side to side, and then all you're doing is hinging the other side down into its hole. So we got that done. We're going to get the clamshell bolts tightened back up. We got to get the nut back on it. They're just slid in right now. So we'll get those tightened back up, and then we're going to look at, I haven't even been paying attention when we're sliding. We're going to get under there and look at our transmission crossmember bolt holes, because there's a bunch of holes in that area. So I'm going to see if I can twist the crossmember either, 180 or whatever, flip it the other way and see if I can get some holes to line up without having to drill any. But worst case scenario, we'll drill the frame because it's real thin metal. I don't know why GM made it so damn thin back there, but it's thin, so we can just drill another hole through it and put the bolts in, and we're done on that. And then all I got to do is wait on USPS to get their shit together and get me the output shaft sleeve, and then we'll be done on well, that'll be it for drivetrain
trailer.
Yep. And then I'll come out here. I might do it this evening, get this coolant tank mounted up, which I don't have to do that before. Now with getting that in, we can take it to get it aligned at least in the next couple weeks. This coming week's Thanksgiving week, so we might be shit out of luck on that, but we'll see what happens. I really think we're on track to get running before New Year's. Hopefully. The back half of that really depends on Bale's schedule, but we're close, boys. All right. We're going to get this tightened up, and then I'm going to take y'all down on the bottom. We'll see if we can get this transmission crossmember figured out. There it goes.
All right, shit gone.
All right, boys. So what we did, we basically just kind of adjusted it. We found out that these 2 holes on the driver's side were real close, and then you can see from the ring, this is where the bolts were before. So basically we just slid it back that much, and then on that side he caught the backside hole lined up, but we just drilled 1 hole for the front side hole, and that's gonna work. And then we tightened up the transmission mount slider. It's in a good spot, so we'll get a wrench on that one, tighten it up, and that's we got lucky on this one. So this is a 95 truck, and it was originally a V6 with a 4L60. So I don't know what these other holes are, but it was originally on the closer holes. And then we just now moved it on the driver's side. We moved it 2 holes back, so now it's on hole 2 and 4 from the front instead of hole 1 and 3. I don't know what these maybe 4x4s or something. And then on the passenger side, what is that? 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3 and 6.
Well, you just made that third hole.
Yeah, so
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 5th hole caught, and then we just made a hole right behind the 2nd spot.
4, 5, 6 hole caught.
But you just made that 3rd hole.
I made this one.
Right. So the back one is caught on the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th hole. You keep counting the one you just drilled, Chris.
Oh, am I? 1, 2,
3, 4, 5. Yeah. So the 5th one hits on the passenger side, and then we drilled for a new 3rd hole. So it's up to y'all if y'all want to do it that way. Basically what we did to make sure this was straight this way was we piloted these two. I stuck the bolt through, and then so that tells us that we're straight this way. And then we caught that 5th one and then drilled the last one. And yeah, so that's it. Moved the transmission and motor back. Got the mounts tightened up on the motor. Got the mounts fixed on the back. We got lucky. Only had to drill 1 hole. Drive shaft fits. Now we're just waiting on the output shaft sleeve, and we'll be done down here. And then remember how I said I had to adjust my shift linkage? Well, I didn't have the bracket bolted in up here on the pan, so that's probably what that was. It wasn't holding the shift linkage in place. So I gotta run those 2 bolts in. And then another doubt of our transmission guy. Well, those 2 holes I did. He actually, if I remember right, he didn't have bolts in there at all. It's seeping fluid from the pan right there. And then on this front passenger side corner, it's seeping fluid from the seal, and by the look of it, he just globbed a bunch of RTV on it. So I'm going to try to tighten those bolts up a little bit more. Hopefully that stops the leak. If not, then I know for sure that transmission guy fucking sucks. But other than that, we're going to wrap it up for this one. Chris is so tired, he's already laying down to go to bed right here in the shop. He said, fuck it. So we're going to wait till we get that output shaft sleeve to put the drive shaft back in. Then we'll be done on the bottom side. And then all we'll have left to do is the coolant tank and all that, which you guys are going to see later this week. You'll see that episode. And then I got something else. A yearly tradition that I do with the Subaru. So y'all might think it's gay, and if you do, then fuck you, because I like it. It's my car, and every year I always catch at least 5 to 10 kids in traffic looking at it, smiling from ear to ear every year. So y'all stay tuned for that. I'm gonna do a little merch plug here. You're going to start seeing this merch plug every single video, and I'm going to sneak it in on y'all, and y'all are going to like it. So right now, I have the MattyXBuilds, just the plain logo flat bills in stock. I have these with the truck outline in stock flat bills. I have these holographic skullet stickers in stock. And then I have the OBS OGTs in stock. So I really would like you guys to help me out in clearing out the inventory on these, so I can get some new stuff cooking for you. And then December 1st, we're going to shoot for December 1st. I'm going to relaunch the Too Broke to Be Tired Tombstone hoodies. The hoodies were really popular, so we're going to do another pre-order on those. Get those for you guys. And then we got something else coming down the pipe. We got the beanies for y'all finally. So this is a sample I had made to make sure I liked it before we went forward, and I love it. So we'll have the beanies on the site December 1st, and then we're going to relaunch the pre-order for the Tombstone hoodies. I might put the sweats back on there because not that many people got those, so I feel like people didn't know about them maybe. So y'all be ready for some merch plugs coming on up. And other than that, peace out. We'll see you guys later.